The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
It's time for a crunch or two. It's time for a little something something. It's time for the Snack Authority. The Snack Authority. The authority on snacks. Snacks of all kinds. From the most common and wildly famous to the most obscure and unknown. The Snack Authority. Snacking all the time so you don't have to.
Welcome, everybody, to the Snack Authority, broadcasting live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café. The Snack Authority is a weekly podcast where we dig into the history, taste, and flavors of local snacks, national favorites, and even some bizarre and international snacks, alone or in head-to-head battles. My name is David Garofalo, and with me is my panel of experts. Jess is on vacation today, but Mikey is here.
Yes, I am.
Ed Sullivan on the side.
Present.
And for the first time ever, we're bringing in the right-hander. We're bringing in a guest snack authority, and I would say you are an authority on snacks, Skip Martin.
I'm a passionate amateur.
Yeah? Okay. So Skip Martin is from Texas via Nicaragua.
That's right.
So living in Nicaragua right now.
We don't have a lot of snacks in Nicaragua.
Yeah?
So every Sunday I catch the Saturday episode of the Snack Authority.
Yeah.
I just sit there dreaming about whatever it is you guys are eating. So
Are there any snacks you found there that are different or interesting?
the most common, the one that I always think of, knowing that question was coming, there's a thing called roquilla. It's like a little donut-shaped piece of really hard bread, and it's dry. It's flavorless.
It's a crouton.
It's flavorless.
Here's a bag of crouton, kids. Go have fun.
It has zero sweetness, and they think it's like the greatest thing on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, it's horrible. But when you eat rice and beans, that's what substitutes as a pastry, I guess.
Is there bubble gum or lollipops?
Yeah, there's a lot of junk food like that around. Funny is a lot of kind of old brands that don't sell here anymore.
Ah.
So.
Well, today we're going to an old brand, something you brought to our attention. So you wrote into the show and you said you guys should do this. And when you came up to the area, I said, okay, it's perfect. Let's have you on as a guest because you're the one that brought this up. I never heard of it. Did you hear of this before?
Never.
Like I said, when he said Abba Zabba, I'm like, you talking about a kid show? He's like, what do you mean? I go, yo, Gabba Gabba?
Yeah, but it's been around a long time.
Yeah, I think it's been around for pretty close to 100 years.
And this is something you as a kid in Texas that would have this?
Not in Texas.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
But this would be one of those exotic treats that someone would bring from outside.
Kind of like
the
aso sauce in the Midwest. What's that?
Yeah.
You ask the clerk, and they think you just cussed them out.
Right.
Yeah, and I think there was a time when I was a kid, someone had moved into town and from another place, and their mom had some of these, and they gave them to us, and I thought, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. I think
It's California, so
Hayward, California.
it's a hell of a lot closer to Texas than here.
Yeah.
I don't know what region they were popular in. I know now they're very, very hard to find.
Yeah.
You have to kind of order them from specialty stores, online specialty stores. I get them when I do get them, I get them from like Amazon.
Okay.
Good old Amazon.
These are a little cold, I think. That's what they're a little harder than they normally are. The best thing about these is, like in Texas when it's 100 degrees outside, whatever, these things just become real gooey.
Oh,
and
really?
soft.
Well, this is New Hampshire, and we don't have that kind of weather here.
Maybe that's why they weren't popular here.
Maybe, yeah.
Because
We
they're
go
supposed to go
walking-
soft. So
We got a walk-in freezer. It's called the outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But these were inside, and they've been inside for months, right?
Well, not months.
No?
Well, maybe a couple months.
Yeah.
So why don't I tell you a little bit about the history of
Tell
the
us.
Abba Zabba. They're
Or is it Abba Zabba?
Well, we'll find out when we play the commercial.
All right. The band Abba, right?
Yeah.
ABBA.
Dancing
ZABA.
Queen.
Dancing Queen. This is the dancing
Official snack bar.
Soft and chewy, it says. Doesn't feel so soft.
So these are taffy bars with peanut butter centers made by the Annabelle Candy Company in Hayward, California. According to the Candy Wrapper Museum, the first Abba Zabba bars were manufactured beginning in 1922. And believe it or not, before Annabelle started manufacturing them, the packaging featured racially insensitive imagery.
From California?
From California.
Wow.
John Wayne's favorite candy.
They say he was a racist.
That's a fact.
Oh, it's a fact? They
That-
say he was a racist, too.
I'm saying it was his favorite candy.
Oh, so that's just factual. It's
Right.
not a joke.
Yeah, this was his favorite candy. Now I don't know his racial history. Public Enemy has an opinion on that.
Correct. He was a hero to most.
Skip, I don't know if you were aware, but recently Annabelle produced a new Abba Zabba that has apple-flavored taffy.
I read that in my research.
Yeah, I haven't
Peanut
sampled
butter
that
apple?
one.
Interesting.
Well, they go to get. Some people slice up apples, slap some peanut butter on
I could
there.
see an apple taffy with a caramel center.
Yeah, it's kind
That
of
would
a
be pretty
thing.
good.
And there's also a new bar that contains chocolate spread instead of peanut butter.
Yeah, so
I like it.
this is
Texture actually reminds me of Turkish toffee. What, have you ever had that?
Yep.
Turkish taffy or whatever they call it there. It comes in little strips.
Yep.
Except it's rock solid and it softens in your mouth. This isn't that hard. It's actually pretty good.
No,
especially when you hit the peanut butter. It's
A little marshmallow peanut butter fluff, right? Peanut butter fluff, for those that don't know.
a fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter sandwich, which was peanut
Fluffernutter and a
butter,
stick.
marshmallow fluff, which is a creamed marshmallow, only sold in New England, I believe.
Yeah, I think they have a festival every year. Is it in Somerville?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They have
Probably.
a fluff festival. But
But it has a little of that, right?
I mean, it's a really thin strip, but it really dominates the flavor once you hit it.
Yeah.
a lot of vanilla flavor in here too. It's nice.
I would have liked this as a kid, but I like it as an adult.
It's not as sticky sweet as you would imagine.
Yeah, this is what I like about it. Is it's not too sweet. Like it's not overwhelmingly sugar, even though it is almost completely sugar. It doesn't hit you
Like a Charleston chew or something.
right. But then you have to chew a lot.
Yeah.
So that you get that kind of requisite. I think any great snack kind of. That's what satisfies you, is just having to work at it a little bit.
Yeah.
So a little bit goes a long way.
This has a little New York taxi
Yeah.
look to it.
Yeah, it's got
Checkerboard, yellow and black.
and that's what they say, a yellow and black checkerboard taxi pattern.
All right.
Which is better than the previous packaging.
Yes.
I don't take your word for it.
Which you could look up on Wikipedia if you're interested.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Is there a reason behind the name Abba Zabba? Did they give any type of...
I never got any details on why it's called that.
So, have you ever eaten a big hunk?
Big hunk.
No.
I don't know what that is.
Big hunk is a bar like this, but it's nougat with nuts inside of it. And it's also very good, but it's almost too much work, like a bit of honey. This is a lot less work, kind of the same satisfaction.
I can see, though, where the temperature would soften this up nicely. If you just even hold it for a second, it gets much softer.
Yeah, and then, about half of a way through, you're good. You throw that in your pocket, let it melt a little bit.
Keep it warm in your pocket. Nice.
I think my favorite part is the peanut butter is mostly just peanut butter, right? It doesn't have some other texture. When you get to the center, it's got the right texture for peanut butter.
Yeah, like a Reese's Pieces has
very
that
creamy.
weird powdery.
Yeah.
It's not really peanut butter consistency. This is a real thin layer, but it's real peanut butter consistency.
Boy, it's really good. Why isn't this popular around here? What?
I don't know.
Too cold.
Charleston chews around here. We really like those when they're frozen.
Yeah, and we have heat.
With heat.
They come in these big bars. I think they're probably about 8 ounces or something. 2 ounces. I think these would be perfect in like little smaller bite-sized chews. And they've never sold it like that I know of. I think they've only sold it in this format.
Well, we have the winner of our taffy competition that we did, and it was Dewar's, right? Dewars.
Well, how would you pronounce that?
Dewars, like the Scotch.
Yeah, we heard from irate listeners telling us we pronounced it all wrong, and they're laughing at us.
What? How do they say it's supposed to be pronounced?
Dewars.
Dewars.
It was. So this is what you're thinking about, right?
Yeah, I caught this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those does have peanut butter in it, I think.
These are the ones.
Well, let's compare that one. Which
There we
one
go.
has the?
They're all the same. I just bought the
okay.
peanut butter ones.
Oh, good. All right, this will be interesting to see which one wins out of these two.
If I remember right, though, these weren't as dense in the taffy, though. A little easier on the fillings.
And this was by far the best taffy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and really, it was listening to this episode that made me think of the Abba Zabba. Because you guys were talking about this white taffy that had the peanut butter in the middle.
Yeah.
In fact, they may have kind of maybe stole this idea a little bit from the Abba Zabba.
Well,
The peanut butter is completely different, though.
Yep.
It's more intense in the Dewars, but the taffy's better on this because it's not as sweet.
now, I don't know when this flavor was introduced, but the Dewar's Candy Shop predates Abba Zabba. Dewar's Candy was founded in 1909.
Man, you got the life, Dave.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
I mean, I'm sitting here, what is it, 10:15 on a Saturday morning.
Eating junk.
The day ahead of me looks like coffee, candy, cigars,
Yeah.
maybe a little rum.
Sounds good to me.
It looks like it.
Now, Dave, I don't know if you were aware, Dewar's has 3 locations in Hayward, but they actually opened a drive-up location, so you can
Really?
just drive up and get your taffy and go.
I remember as a kid in California, I had to drive up grocery stores.
Yeah.
You just drive up, tell people what you want, they put it in the car, and you take it off.
They got Amazon for that now.
Looks like a Kodak booth.
So here's my opinion on this. This peanut butter's like that healthy, where you take the nuts in the grocery store and
Yeah.
you make the peanut butter. It's probably like more real peanut butter. This peanut butter I like better than the Abba Zabba. It's more sweet.
Yeah.
More like Jiffy or.
You know,
I like the peanut butter in the Dewars, but I like the taffy on the Abba Zabba.
I expected that the Dewars was going to
Be far and away, but
and more adultish, and that was going to be the sweet children's type of taffy, but it's not the case.
Just the other way
It's more
around.
toned down.
Yeah.
No.
interesting.
Abba Zabba, very good.
So, Ed, when you go to the snack convention,
Yes.
if you run into Annabelle's, let's lobby them to put the Abba Zabba in the bite-sized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
They have a market
Hopefully
for
we'll
groups,
see them out there.
They could probably expand their marketing to movie theaters if they have it in small bite-sized things. It's easier to package for a movie theater.
Now, we have got in the past letters written to us about this particular episode that we.
It's true, and we'll go through that full letter next week when we don't have a guest. It's rather lengthy, but one of the points was that they could listen to all our chomping in every episode, but they were pretty disgusted by our taffy episode. Way too much kind of smacking noises.
I can hear it.
The crunching
Which
is
is
okay.
which is
but
probably happening right now. But what are you going to do?
I don't know. I mean, we got to test it, right?
Right.
They count on our expertise.
We could do it off the air, but what's the sense of that?
They might not believe we're really eating this stuff.
I am shocked at where I didn't think I was going to be with these two taffies.
Well, why don't we give a listen to the Abba Zabba commercial?
Let's do that.
And I ran the whole thing of 30 seconds. A lot of it is music up front, but I'll do the visual setup during the music.
Okay.
So we've got 2 kids sitting and 1 Abba Zabba bar, and they're puzzling through, okay, how are we going to split this bar? So they decide to stretch it. You can hear the stretchy noises. Pulling and pulling, and then snap.
One won't do. Better buy 2.
One won't do, better buy 2 is their tagline on the
Absolutely.
Abba Zabba.
No splitting.
It's
And that was a kid that said that? It sounded like an old man prospector.
It was an old man prospector, I think.
the theme music was eerily similar to the Snack Authority.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was thinking Calipes and a
It's got-
parade of elephants.
A little bit of that carnival atmosphere going on.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a try. Let's see if I can pull this thing apart.
It's going to stretch quite a bit.
Yeah, this is a futile effort here, Dave.
Oh,
well, no, it is cold, though. It is cold.
You did the twist. The kids were not doing the twist.
And it's cold, so it's a little more rigid.
Right. So in Texas, you'd be half a mile apart, still yanking on that candy bar.
I tell you, they're not stingy with the peanut butter either.
No, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that's the difference too, right? As Skip said, in the Abba Zabba, it's a thin layer, and I think you've got with the roll in the Dewars, you get more of a roundish, denser peanut butter. And
Toffee's probably one of the older confectionaries because they were making them in Rome, weren't they?
yeah, Toffee's been around for
Taffy.
Taffy's been around for a long time. Over in the UK, of course, they call them chews, and
in Charleston as well, I think.
Yeah. Although maybe the UK predate. I mix up the history stuff. But, I mean, in the olden days, all the taffy was hand-pulled. And then you started to see these machines that would do the pulling on the taffy. But it's been around for a long time.
I remember watching the Food Channel or something. You get this little coach guy, like a carriage, and he actually hand pulls the taffy and rolls it into sticks.
And some people are still hand-pulling taffy, but
I think the guy's got a website, too.
he's probably got big muscles, too, from all that taffy pulling.
It's an old horse-drawn carriage. It's been around forever.
Dave, are you enjoying that?
I am.
All right, then I'll tell you about some snack news that's going on around the world in this great nation of ours. Now, this may be of interest. Anybody ever go to IHOP?
Oh, yes. Why?
Well, there's a new creation.
Uh-oh.
Oreo, oh my goodness, pancakes at IHOP for a limited time.
Well, of course it's a limited time.
Buttermilk pancakes embedded with Oreo cookie pieces. That
I'm
might
make those
not.
at home.
That probably wouldn't suck.
One more, Mackie?
We got plenty of.
Anybody else up?
But what they do over at IHOP is they have a kid chef competition where the kids design these pancakes and then they declare a winner.
They put them back there in the grill?
Well, I don't think you can't expect the kids to make them all for you.
All right.
These are the kid-inspired, and you'll find it at participating IHOP restaurants through April 14th. So
how old can a kid be? Can he be 58?
Probably.
I don't want to grow up.
Yeah.
No, I think what he's saying, instead of having a test kitchen, actually make it a contest and let the kids come up with freaking ideas so they can sell to more kids.
Yeah.
Not that bad of an idea.
I mean, they can have Gordon Ramsay yelling at them. That would make it.
Yeah.
Then you can make it into a show.
They start
They
crying.
A pancake!
Did they do one of those? I think he did a kids one.
Yeah.
didn't he?
And the kids start crying and stuff.
Sometimes the kids have meltdowns, yeah.
Mm.
That makes it more fun.
You can picture a kid running up to Gordon Ramsay and kicking him right in the shin.
And then we got an interesting thing with, you know who Giada De Laurentiis is, right?
No.
Yeah.
From the Food Network.
Oh, Giada.
Yeah, she's a
Nice-looking girl.
she's a celebrity chef, of course. Well, she partnered with a company called Simply 7. They've got a new line of popcorn coming out, and she has a margarita pizza popcorn.
I think we're going too far, man.
Yeah. I mean, some
Popcorn, don't
things
mess with it.
really shouldn't be messed with, you know. And
Salt and butter.
we sort of found that with some of the Oreos.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Hostess goes a little too far with their cupcake variations. But I think we decided it was a revelation when Ritz decided to throw some fudge on those crackers.
Really, probably the best thing I had all year.
Is there going to be a end of the year Snack Authority Awards show?
Yes. And I'll tell you, I know we're early in the year right now, but the Ritz cracker with the fudge on it.
Oh my
That was
gosh. That was
What a surprise.
a thing of beauty. But I mean, everyone knows that everything tastes great when it sits on a Ritz.
That's what they say.
So why wouldn't fudge taste
That was
great?
Andy Griffith, I think.
So you're gonna carry the little Snacky Award to the
Oh, the Snacky.
to the conference,
I like that name.
Maybe
and then
we
you
got
Trademarks?
maybe we got to make one just for the conference.
and then you can deliver it to Nabisco. And does Nabisco make the Ritz?
I believe so.
and you can deliver it to them and say, "Hey, you've won our Snacky
I
Award."
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. We're glad we invited you.
I'm a thought machine.
I like that. We just got to make sure that nobody has that yet.
All right. Are we going to declare a winner on this?
Well, Skip, we got 4 people. So what do you think, Skip? You're our guest today.
For me, the Abba Zabba, but I'm gonna eat half, fold it over, and then save it for later.
Yeah, I've never eaten half of anything in my life. But you would know that looking at me. I know you're saying, those that are listening. I am shocked at the Abba Zabba that I really thought it was going to be a real kid's sweetie taffy.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's more adult.
Definitely.
And it's not overly sweet. And I loved the Dewars or Dewars. Dewars. Don't want to insult those people there, which we gave as all the taffy we had before our first prize. But I think we have a new champion, or I'm going to say Abba Zabba or Abba Zabba.
I think so too. I agree.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go with the Abba Zabba. I do like the toffee on this. It's got just the right amount of peanut butter. I like the flavor of the peanut butter in the Dewars, but it does not. It totally masks out the taffy. You can't really taste the taffy when you bite into it.
Yeah.
I think I get the perfect proportions in this Abba Zabba bar. It's actually really good.
Now, let's be clear. I would eat any of these any day of the week.
Yeah.
However, I'm also very surprised. For me, it really was the flavor of the Abba Zabba taffy that put it over the top. But I'm going to have to, it was very close, but I'm going to have to go with the Abba Zabba, which for me is shocking, right? It's a commercially produced product.
Yep.
Going up against more of
Mom and pop.
A craft candy
product, but
They did a great job. And why isn't this well known around here, and why isn't this a big deal? It's going to be a big deal starting now because the Snack Authority
says it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. People need to find these.
Yes,
but
they do.
You know, as Skip said, I got these on Amazon.
Where did they have them at Pearls?
I didn't see them.
Yeah, some of the places like the Old Time Candy Shop, you find specialty shops on the internet where you can get them. I think on Amazon you have to buy the box of 24.
How much is the box?
I don't
not too much,
recall.
maybe $13.
It's not terrible. It's just
less than $1 a bar. Can't beat that.
No, it's just whether you need 24 or you don't.
Yes.
Well, you know, I think there's this thing that's happened. Like in the candy world, it used to be very regional because things weren't distributed across.
Right.
But then what happened was, as you started getting kind of national convenience store chains and things, these people who stock convenience stores, you see the same products.
Yeah.
You know, M&M Mars, you got...
I think in a shelf space, I think it's tough to get the shelf space. A little guy can't get it.
Yeah.
Right.
One distributor is handling these and not going to take this little company on.
Right.
If you actually don't know how big this company is, they may not, because in order to ship to hotter areas, they may need to use refrigeration, or else the bar is going to be a gelatinous glob by the time it gets there, you know?
But it was like what you used to have in the music industry, where you'd have only certain things that would actually make the radio. And then what's happened with streaming and all these things is it's really democratized.
Yeah.
And I think Amazon's done the same thing with snacks, where you can hear about these regional snacks or snacks that are still produced but aren't super popular, and you can just have them delivered to your house.
People are pretty fluid now. They move to a different area, but they want their potato chips that they grew up with, and you can find that stuff
Amazon,
online.
if there's a Whole Foods in that area, you can probably get them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think a lot of the snacks we're finding are regional. You know, the big names like Frito-Lay, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But then in the potato chips, it's very regional aside from Frito-Lay.
Yeah, I knew a guy with a small potato chip company for years and years with 3 generations and could not get the shelf space in the supermarkets anymore. Couldn't afford them.
And do you sell the Two Guys root beer on Amazon?
We do not.
You're missing some
There we
opportunities.
go.
All right, Skip.
Beer and jerky.
Skip will give you some marketing advice as we start to wrap up.
Skip Martin, our first guest ever, and in one of the few times that we have a consensus all the way through. 4 for 4, Abba Zabba, thumbs up.
Let's be honest, Jess would have chose the Dewars.
Yeah,
Be confrontational.
probably. Okay, that's it for us. we're going to be on next week and every week, so find the Snack Authority and tune in and stack along with us. Till next time, bye-bye.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.